we should think about how effective that is at achieving the goal. If we start at a high level, what is the goal? The goal is for the child to mature and to realize that video games aren't always the best thing to do at any given time, as some of us may have believed. That if that's the goal, making him do it out of your will doesn't help him develop his own inner strength and inner maturity to realize this. So you have a short-term gain, which is he stops playing video games for a few weeks because you cut off his internet. But you have a long-term loss. He doesn't ever learn himself how to control himself. So if we start at a very high level, we should extrapolate from this high-level goal, which is help our child gain inner maturity, and then take actions that follow from that goal. So, listening to the stories, and coming from the similar background myself, a lot of it is just you have guidance from your friends who are wiser and more mature than you, and they show you the foolishness of wasting your time on things that aren't as productive. You have parents who also try to guide you, and eventually you come upon some epiphany that allows you to turn away from things that you previously enjoyed very much, and now, look towards doing other things that I would say are more worth my time.
Yeah, if I may add on to that, because that was pretty much what my parents did. So they set computer passwords, they locked the power cord of the computer in the safe so I couldn't turn on the computer, and a lot of different things. But it never actually did stop me when all I wanted to do was play computer games. Because I would just go to the school computer lab and stuff like that. So yeah, but the parents are trying really hard to do things like that. It's more useful if the child actually realizes that studying is what he wants to do, rather than I'm studying because I can't play computer games and my mom wants me to. So, yeah.
Also, just to add on to that, I think protecting your computer using passwords and other ways are really not that effective, because I think that kids are a lot better at technology. Credit for I've cracked a couple of passwords back in my day in order to play computer games. And yeah, one thing is that I stopped playing once I had the freedom to play whenever I want, and I think that definitely goes along with what Carl said, that change needs to come from your own realizations that, hey, maybe I don't want to spend my time that way, and there's really no way to force.
So the next question is, since you play game as parent, sometimes we think it's waste time, because you have study, a lot of work. So you don't want us to force you to stop game, right? So what's the best way to let you stop?
That's a very good and tough question, though. I can say this, though, the way that my mom tried to do it wasn't very effective, because it wasn't the best way that I received the message. So the answer to the question that my mom just asked is a very important one, but it's not one that can be answered with some general cliche or aphorism. I think with some things that are very important for children like this, it's on a case-by-case basis. It's something that you need to resolve specifically with different ways for every different kid. And one way that I think I've talked to some other people who have gotten over which we call almost an addiction to video games. And the ways that they did it was they went very slowly. They would play less. The parent would ask the kid, how about today, instead of playing for 4 hours, you play for 3 hours and 55 minutes. It's only a 5-minute reduction. So the kid's like, 5-minute reduction isn't too bad. And the parent thinks, well, a 5-minute reduction isn't much now, but the point is to gradually ease him or her off of this kind of wasteful activity. And you do it slowly. If you think about it in terms of the context of any addiction, cigarettes or alcohol or anything, you don't go from a chain smoker to smoke-free in a day. You have a very slow and gradual process. It takes many years sometimes, and you have to keep that in mind. So a lot of parents perhaps expect, oh, well, it's senior year, or it's junior year, college applications are coming up, stop playing now. I don't think that's going to be very effective, though that's just from my personal experience. So I think perhaps taking that into consideration, it makes sense to look at it in terms of a new light, which would be maybe the most important thing isn't for my son or daughter to stop playing video games now so that he or she can concentrate on doing all these things and get into a good school. But maybe what's more important than all of that is giving my own son or daughter their own wisdom and the insight to realize when they're making a mistake, no matter what mistake it is. in this particular day and age, in this particular context, happens to be a mistake in school and video games. But isn't it better to have maturity and the wisdom to realize, whenever you're doing something wrong, even 20 years down the road, when it has nothing to do with video games, nothing to do with school anymore. So if that's, once again, if that's the high-level goal, then the specific ways you accomplish it can be very different, and probably are going to be different for every single child in every single situation. But the path you take is always going to be one that's very difficult. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of understanding between both people. So I don't think parents should just put password and say, stop playing. Lock the power cable up and say, this is going to work. Because it might work for a short amount of time, but you're not helping them develop the things that they need in the long term.